we're about to get this second half underway, thanks to Natalie Quirk down there on the touchline, doing a sterling job as ever. We'll be hearing plenty from Natalie as the season goes on as well. The second half underway then. It's Sheffield Eagles in possession, trailing against Halifax by 16 points to 10. And a chance now for Sheffield to try and get themselves downfield as quickly as possible. In that muddy patch again they are at the moment, but some big fellas in there trying to make light work of these hard yards. What are we expecting in this second half, fellas?
Pretty much a bit of the same. I think both coaches there talking about the paint this field north to south, so you've got to go that way in my view. So you've got to go forward first before anything happens for you. And the team that does that the better and looks after the ball, I think Dave Woods mentioned at half-time, most of the errors, most of the tries have been on the back of either surrendering possession in your own half from a poor player or an error.
James Davey at dummy half. He was on dual registration last year, of course, wasn't he? But he's on a permanent basis now. And some good hands eventually on this left flank by Michael Knowles, but the referee's deciding it was a forward pass.
I think the touch judge decided. I didn't think it was the right call as well.
I think it was. I think Nev Morrison was in front of Knowles, even though he's flicked the ball well dead, just forward. Very good call.
It's an ambitious attempt to keep the ball alive, wasn't it, by Michael Knowles? Here's Carl Ashall, his brother Craig, who started the game. He's now on the bench. They'll swap over as the night goes on. Makes it all a little complicated, doesn't it, when you've got two Ashalls. Here's Braycheck. There's a player injured down there, the Halifax player. I'm not sure who it was. Hanforth, I think it is.
Thomas, no.
Ashall it is,
in
fact.
With the ball now.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out who it was in just a second. Meantime, Halifax looking to attack here. Hanforth, that was Hanforth, so quite clearly it's not him who's injured at the moment. And Halifax looking to press here in the early stages of this second half. Hanforth again, looking to that left-hand flank. Morrell with a little kick through, but it's taken up by Armstrong safely enough, and it's going to be cleared away. Ian Davis, in fact, is the man who got a heavy knock there. He's being helped off, so we might have seen the last of him tonight, which is a real shame, the youngster.
Well, I think the way he's holding his body, it looks like a shoulder injury, arm injury maybe. Let's hope he's all right.
The play continues. Here's Yere, Menzi Yere. Never really had a chance to get in his stride. He's desperately trying to get the ball away, but this is the injury. Just trying to hold off the tackle. Shoulder. That was when it happened.
His arm was locked into his body, and he landed on the point of the shoulder, which probably popped it.
Not square at the play the ball, Halifax. So the penalty goes Sheffield's way. So here they go, real opportunity here. 15 yards away from that Halifax line. Driven in again, this time by Stringer. He's put down. Davey stands and waits at dummy half. A little hop and a skip by Colton Roach, who takes it in with real effort and determination. Held up, but they're getting closer. Here's Davey again now, to this left-hand flank. A little scoop by Knowles, who tried to push Yere through. It came off a Halifax hand, I think, did it? No, it didn't. Well, yes, it did. It was a knock-on. It's that advantage rule again, isn't it, that they've just played?
I thought Knowles was through a hole there. Let's have a look.
Halifax ball, Greg.
No, maybe not.
He needed to go out the back.
Yeah.
They had numbers coming in on Menzieri there. He needed to go out the back with that play.
Time off. Energy, lads. Hey, mate. It's coffee,
well, another concern here for Halifax. They've picked up a couple of injuries at the start of this second half. Is that Hanforth who's down this time? Ashall. We're desperate to give Hanforth a problem, aren't we? But it's not him. It is
the centre, Heaton.
Ben Heaton.
Ben Heaton, the centre. There's a clash of heads, I think.
Thank you, lads. Listen, wait,
he's okay.
Time back on. I didn't, mate. I didn't. Beat it, mate.
I tell you, it was a try out the back door, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Halifax bringing it forward. Deep inside their own territory. 4 minutes of the second half played. 16-10 they lead at the moment. The side in blue and white. The side who won the Northern Rail final in exhilarating circumstances last year, of course, against the side who won the grand final, the major prize at the end of the year. So it's almost a Charity Shield clash, if you like, at the start of this new season.
He's played well again, Devotee, hasn't he?
Ashall to his left.
He carries the ball with purpose every time he carries it.
Go.
Ashall again. It's another big effort forward, and Sheffield's defence being forced to answer some questions here.
Come on, clean, Tom.
Here's Morel. Gets the kick away. It's not a great kick. It's an easy take for Quentin Lula-Tagagai, who can run it back. Trying to create a bit of space. Oh, the space was created for him. The defence just opened up. Terrific cover tackle coming in the end. But my word, Hanforth shouldn't really have had to do that job at that stage, should he?
They've got a bit of practice on their kick chase activities, haven't they?
Well, they've lost it. Desperate to keep it alive here in the first instance. And they've rather given up possession here. So Halifax with rather cheap turnover. Not only with the ball back in their hands, but in a really good position as well here. Ashall getting it away. 3 gone. 3 to go. Ashall. Hanforth. Here's Morel. Morel's got a bit of space again, and good footwork through that muddy patch, and he's put down. But only 5 yards out. Carl Ashall stands and waits. He's going to go left here. Little kick this time from Thackeray, hits the legs of a defender. And the referee says knock on. Who's he going to give this to? Is this Sheffield's head and feet?
Yeah, Sheffield feed. Come off the feet of Brent Bainey. They've already knocked on.
I don't blame the shouting. I mean, it was like ping pong, but I don't think it was.
Like ping pong, but I don't think it was.
Whiff waff.
Whiff waff.
Let's go, lads.
You quite like your whiff waff, don't you?
Yeah.
And you wear gloves on warm evenings.
Yeah.
You're moaning about your little finger all night. You've gone rather soft in your old age, haven't you?
Yeah.
Scarf too.
Scarf on. Knock on again. Well, big celebrations here. He's asking for the big screen replay on that, Tolapapa. It's not going to happen. Claims it was stolen. Did he have a point, or was it just a loose carry? Loose carry, wasn't it?
A loose carry, if you ask me. We've got every right to look after the ball there.
So Halifax's head and feet. 15 yards out. Leading 16-10. And a wonderful position they find themselves in again here. Heaton on this right-hand side, the centre.
Yeah,
he recovered from that Hurley head knock and got
a facial then from Benzieri.
Elbow around the chops, didn't he? 2 gone, 4 to go. It's looking good for Halifax just at the moment. Ashall wants it played quickly and does eventually scoop it up and throws it back to Hanforth. Looking for those runners to come on a gloomy night at the Shea. Halifax looking to brighten things again here if they can. Carl Ashall stands and waits. Now they go left. Thackeray didn't see an option. Try to come back on the inside. That option wrapped up by the big arms of Sheffield's defenders. It's Tonks who's going to drive it in. Driving it in, ever closer, still going, just one leg pulled in the air to make sure he can't get closer than that. Here comes Ashall again, here comes the 6. What did he do? A kick over the top, it's a chase on and well taken. Ned Morrison, I think it was, who got there. Not only that, he's got a chance to clear it still further, and Sheffield survived the scare.
Yeah, he was trying to replicate the try kick from the first half, wasn't he? But nobody was in a position to take it, and Morrison comes up with a catch, very nearly clear space as well to get out there. Comes round the back. Fair competition between 6 players there, but the red and whites come out with the ball and not the blue and whites.
Armstrong, the former Swinton man, has a cry of obstruction from the Halifax supporters, but he's allowed to get on with it. It's a really attritional game just at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, but Halifax are trying to play attacking rugby off slow play the balls, which is really difficult because the defences are coming off the line and making it really difficult. They've got to play one of the big palookas, one of the big front rows has got to find a win for the halfbacks in a good part of the field, in good field position.
Here's Warrency just drifted past the outstretched arm of Pat Walker. Managed to make another 10 yards or so before the definitive tackle comes in, but it was more than definitive from Michael Knowles. He hung on too long, has given a penalty away.
He's holding the ball there. I think that's what he's got him for.
Well, they started this round well as well, haven't they, Halifax? So they're jabbing away again, and the right crossing away. They've got to put that knockout punch in there.
You're not going to punch me again, are you? No. Hit me in the ribs. The whole nation saw that. Ex-serving police officer, assault commentator, live on British television. Yeah. My word. You'd be in trouble for that, you know.
I could be.
So here comes the start of a 6. 10 metres inside the Sheffield half. Taken in by Ambler, who's going to be held up. but he's given them a decent start here, decent position. Handforth from dummy half, runs it across. He's got support going on the outside from Fieldhouse, trying to step back himself. He's dealt with by Sheffield's defenders. Carl Ashall again. It's another real spell of pressure being provided by this Halifax side. Can they find something positive from it? Or can Sheffield hang on again here? Left it goes to Thackeray. This is the fullback Fieldhouse. Comes back on the inside. Already scored one try tonight.
It's all slow ball that they're playing on. I'm really trying to impress upon our viewers that just a couple of quick play balls in the middle makes it a whole lot easier on the fringe. They're just relying on setting up for Morrell for a kick, aren't they?
Callum Casey driving it in this time, but now it's the last. So what do they do from here? Little chip by Handforth. The chase is on again. It's picked up. Sheffield survive once more, but they've got a lot of work to do to get out of here again.
Yeah, well, Halifax have to stay disciplined as well.
Here's Knowles. Yere. He gives them so much, doesn't he? I mean, it's an obvious thing to say Menza Yere, but when they're coming out from that position, he's a nice player to have in your three quarters, isn't he?
Gives them traction. I think that's the word, isn't it?
Good offload.
Good offload. Danger.
Ola Tagagai, he's just pushed off a couple. There's another Halifax player down injured at the moment. So they've taken up some knocks, haven't they?
It's been a physical game.
5, move! Well, that's really good, mate.
Callum Casey.
Do you feel them more at this stage of the season? The body's not quite conditioned to those heavy knocks. Do you feel them as a player more at this side of the season?
Yeah.
Good kick. Picked up by Warrancy.
They've done very well, Sheffield, to get to there from the position they started. 1 metre off the try line, a great kick and then a good chase. Halifax can't seem to get those quick play the balls, I believe, because they're one up. They're one up, so they're getting Sheffield are allowed to get numbers in the tackle, therefore slow that play the ball down and then get their line set. So they're just not getting that momentum of getting the quick play the balls.
Wait! Go.
Ashall.
Mark's okay.
Desperately trying to get the ball away, and in fact he did get it loose, but Ashall has to do a rescuing job to actually drop on it and retain possession.
Ambler.
Morrell at dummy half this time. Here's Robinson.
5, move away!
So that was 5. Here comes the last. What they do from here?
Wait, go.
Ashall looking around, trying to find out where Morrell is. Here he is, puts the kick high. It's a decent kick as well. It's a tester under the floodlights. It's allowed to bounce. An opportunity momentarily, but Patterson can't keep hold. It'll go out of play. It'll be a turnover. Sheffield's possession again, but oh so nearly.
They moved a lot, those balls. Just couldn't quite drag it in, could he?
Well, they were looking at each other, weren't they? I think they each fancied the other one to put their name on that. And neither did, so it was allowed to bounce, but they got away with it, Sheffield. 16-10 it remains, just a one score in it. 12.5 minutes of this second half played. Straffer.
Second, movement! Hold! Keep working, Scott, that's good.
Straffer to his feet. It is, as you say, as you keep saying, it's tough down the middle here at the moment, isn't it?
Wait!
Colton Roach up again. Here's the big fella, Jackie Howison. 3 defenders on him, again slowing things down. Again, it's going to be Sheffield who are struggling to get some momentum this time on the back of what was once more a slow play the ball. Davey from dummy half, a little chip forward by Brambani. And Sharif will let it roll away from him, knowing that they're going to get head and feet at the scrum.
Well, he kicked for free there, didn't he? Halifax are working, both teams are working really, really hard to restrict territory, and if they can just front load their engine a little bit more and provide some kick pressure on the kickers, I think they'll get the benefits.
It's a tough one to call at this stage, isn't it, Dave Woods? 27 minutes left to play. You wouldn't like to put your mortgage on who's going to win this one tonight?
Certainly not. It's, you know, it's there for either team to take. They've just got to be a little bit smarter with their execution and just try and build a little bit of field possession and then just, you know, just keep hammering away with that ball.
They're hammering at the moment, trying to find a way through the Sheffield line. To his feet gets Casey. Ashall trying to make things happen. He was caught around the chin, wasn't he? A rather high-ish attempted tackle from Peter Green.
That's that quick play the ball Brian's been speaking about, and that's created that penalty there, because he's been allowed to jump out and drag those players in to create that high tackle.
Now, let's not forget, these are two good defensive teams, so you've got to provide something different and give somebody some options.
Another high one. Another high one. Colton Roach this time, the miscreant. And he's going to have a word.
I want to see this team warning. I want to see the signal.
Yeah, we want to see the cricket signal.
Yeah, he's supposed
Ian
to
Smith
point.
never said what he did.
Supposed to point at them and circle his arm, isn't he?
Yeah, he never told us about that, did he, that Ian Smith? What happens when they're circling the arm, Ian? Oh, don't know.
One of not reacting, lads, yeah? It's good.
One of several new rules this year.
Two, lads.
They're going to go for goal. Well, I mean, would you agree with that at this stage? It's a 2-score lead if he kicks it. Or should they be going for the 6 here?
Just make sure onside, lads.
Two coaches. Neither wants to say anything.
No, I think it's not a bad decision. The game sort of... it's just stuck in that balance at the moment. It's going from end to end. I think if you can put it over and go, 8 points up, then they just need to be smart with the ball, and they just need to keep kicking out of backfield. But they need their chase a lot better. Their chase is the key to their kick. He's missed it anyway.
Has he? Yes, he has. He's put it wide by a yard or two. Now, the only thing you get from that is the ball back, isn't it? But
we'll just wait for my touches, lads, and get going.
It's a bit of a wasted opportunity.
Out of backfield, they'll get it out of backfield.
A drop on the 20 means that they will be very much inside their own half when they get this, all things being equal. And well, in fact, it's scuttered a lift just inside that Halifax half. It's picked up by Ben Heaton, who finds himself halted on the halfway line. It's Casey.
Wait.
Here's Ashall. Forward they come with a little bit of purpose again. This time Robinson, the former Wakefield youngster. Signed for Batley last season, of course, one of several that Carl Harrison brought here to Halifax from Batley. Hand forth, looking for the short pass. With that muddy morass down the middle.
Come on, clean, mate. Go.
Ashall.
A bit muddy, Anne.
Sheffield moving across with a degree of ease in terms of cutting off the options here for Halifax. And Halifax again find themselves on the 6th tackle. Thackeray this time with a kick, end over end. Yerry's underneath it, solidly taken. And in turn, he was solidly hit by the oncoming Adam Robinson. And a penalty, offside against Halifax. Well, they had the chance to pin Sheffield there, didn't they? And they've blown it.
Do you know what? I hate that rule. I mean, there might be a fraction offside, and I just think it takes away from the excitement of the game.
Well, they had the chance. The kick's not found touch. It's picked up by Warrensey, who trapped it on this near touchline. So if Halifax made a mistake in giving the penalty away, Sheffield have equally blundered because they failed to find touch. And here come Halifax again. What a gift. Morel. Over it goes. Kept alive. Here's the fullback Fieldhouse. Fieldhouse dancing and darting, looking for position. Upended in the end. Straffer's the man who's hanging on. Little help from James Davey as well.
That's good.
Oh, it's a big drive. Big effort forward. Sheffield's defenders doing well to hang on. Look at that. That's a good old-fashioned picture of rugby league, isn't it? The muddy face brought forward. Luke Ambler. And he's hurt himself as well in that drive. He's still getting a bit of breath back. Here comes Hanford. Across it goes to Thackeray. Thackeray gets it away, bouncing and pinging, almost in touch. Yerry dragging at the legs, or they play the ball. There's nobody there. Yerry's offside, so he can't go for it. But it is dropped on. Well, they're making mistakes all over the field here.
Warrensey got busted on the corner. He just wasn't there for the assignment to play the ball because he's too busy untangling himself on the sideline.
His teammates should have spotted that, shouldn't they?
Yes.
Somebody should have got in there, shouldn't they?
I just think Halifax are a little bit too lateral first. They're looking to go to the fringes, and it looks nice, but it's not very effective.
Here comes Armstrong on that right-hand side.
That's great, Luke. That's great.
So Lapapa's put down.
Don't come off the mark. That won't happen, will it?
Sheffield working their way back towards the halfway line. Really is gritty stuff in this second half. We've played 19 minutes, and we've yet to see our first points of this second period. Here comes the 6th. They're going to kick this. And Barney shuffles it onto Walker, who does kick it, but under a little more pressure than he would have expected.
10 metres.
Simple tap for Fieldhouse. Picks it up. The chase is there. Red shirts there in number. But he's made it to the 30-metre mark.
Let's keep working. Let's wait. Let's wait. Go.
A little dance and dart from dummy half.
If I'm a Halifax coach, you know what I'm saying?
What do you say?
Tonks, Ambler, Braycheck, Robinson, roll your sleeves up, get us forward north to south in the middle. A little bit like Mark Aston was saying about his players. Drive, start that, win the ground, play the ball quickly, run out of dummy half, find some field position and maybe roll a ball through. Or if you get the opportunity and they're on their back foot, have a crack at them.
The handling's not the best here. It's gone behind Handforth, but he still gets the kick away. Decent one to the towards the in-goal area. Quentin Lola-Tagaga is back there sharpish to pick it up and try and defuse it, and he tries to run through a couple of defenders, but they hang on. Now Sheffield start from here. Who's got the wherewithal here? Does Sheffield find a way out, or can Halifax up the ante enough in defence to keep them pinned exactly where they are for these next 4 tackles? Put them under pressure before they can get the kick away. Sheffield looking left. That's good hands. That's very good hands. Eventually out to this left-hand side to Mensa Yere, who's got a bit of space and support on the inside. Here's Tulapapa. He's left the ball behind. Yere wants it, picks it up, but not before the handling mistake had been made. And it will be head and feet for Halifax at the scrum, but at least there's a little bit of enterprise there.
Great fend from Menzieri there on Handforth. Just the don't argue, and Talapapa's done a great job to come from the other side of the field in support, but bit of pressure from Morel just knocked him over and he couldn't take that pass. But it's just, the game's just, it's there for the taking, isn't it? It's there to be won.
It's in the balance, as they say.
Sugar Ray Leonard versus Joe Frazier.
I have to explain that to our younger listeners. Here's Ricky Sharif, who's put down almost the moment he got the ball. Picked up by the other Ashall. Craig Ashall is back on the field. They're swapping and changing between them, the two brothers. Ashall again operating out from dummy half. It's Patterson this time.
Don't be tempted to come with that ball, Jack.
Well, looking for a break, looking for a way through. Here comes Robinson again, who certainly has provided a bit of biff in this second half, hasn't he? He's run with purpose every time.
Every time. He's just got to put an end product on some of those carries, you know, quick play the ball.
Morel back inside again. This time it's Ambler, who has a...
Now play your ball, Luke. Play your ball, Luke Ambler, and give the outside backs a chance. But they managed to make it scruffy again, did Sheffield.
Morel on the 6th. Here's Handforth, reverse kick, angling it back inside. It's Ashall who tried to go, rather, Thackeray tried to get a foot on it. It was a half-hearted, half-footed attempt, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's got to have a go. He was there and he was, you know, facing the ball. All he had to do was have a catch on it.
18 minutes left to play. The advantage with Halifax, but marginally, that's all. Could disappear in the blink of a QLT. And a penalty. Frustration from Scott Morel, who was standing behind the referee, who stamped his feet. Not sure whether it was with his teammate or with the referee for making that decision, but hanging on, hanging on, hanging on. Penalty given. Fair do?
I think it's the right call, yeah.
They look a little bit confused, Halifax. They've got 3 ball players, and I think they're just getting a little bit lost. Not sure of who's making the calls, what direction they want to go, where they want to be, field position-wise, and I think it's just really playing into Sheffield's hands at the moment.
Here's Henderson. It's Green. Just this team warning, by the way. Sheffield's still on a team warning. Does that last for the rest of the game, do you reckon, or is it a period of time? And the referee lets them start again.
I don't think he gave them one. I didn't see the signal.
I thought Sheffield had a team warning earlier.
I didn't think I saw. Didn't see a signal.
I haven't seen the signal.
He doesn't have to tell the team that's on a warning either. I think that's the rule.
Here's QLT. Held up just outside the penalty box. We can still see the football markings. Henderson collects from dummy half. Back on the field, of course. It's on again by Howison. Putting his head down and trying to get a few more yards from this situation. Henderson's having a good look round as to see what his options are here. Here comes the 6. Henderson picks it up. Out it goes. Along the line, Quentin Lola-Tagaga with a little chip over the top. This time Sharif is the man who gets up there to take it.
He's tackled in the air as well.
Yeah, penalty for Halifax.
You took the ball off him, okay? You took the ball off him. He was tackling.
He's not happy as he misses that. He's gone for the ball and The other fellow that tackled him in the air, wasn't it?
Yeah, go.
Is this as exciting as it should be here tonight? This second half?
Game one, yeah. Well, everybody wants to win, start off with, don't they? The fans want to win and the players want to win. And not their wears out for 3 months and a bit rusty here, and one team's less freshly baked than the other one.
Oh, lost it. Lost it. So Robinson again, wasn't it? And he's given it away, and suddenly there's an opportunity here. Brambani running on it, he's thrown it behind his new teammate, Pat Walker. Partners from the Dewsbury days. But Walker's retrieved the situation. Henderson stands and waits. Here's Green. Morel was the man who went down low to help make the tackle a good one. Henderson again, that looked forward, wasn't it? Driven in by Howison. Howison head down and pushing Henderson. They're getting closer and closer here.
Hold, go.
Andrew Henderson.
Make sure make it tone, that's good.
Here's Dominic Brambani. Options out there. Here's QLT chiming into the line again. Look at that lovely movement, that flowing, threatening running of his, but he's just held up. But again, very close. Henderson. Brambani. Gap in front of him. A Halifax player went down.
Penalty.
And the referee is going to have a look at this. Video referee being asked for. Was there an obstruction? There was very certainly a Halifax player went down, but was there an impediment in his way? Ian Smith, over to you again.
We're looking for the player in front of the ball. Does he instigate the collision? If you just jog that one back, please.
Scott, I've done them twice already, yeah.
So, if you run that one through. So the guy has to find space. The slide guy comes across, the sliding defender comes across. He's clearly obstructed. Dominic Brambani goes through that gap. It's no try penalty to Halifax. Joy's no try penalty to Halifax.
No try, lads. It's a penalty for obstruction, lads.
Penalty for the obstruction. I tell you, we didn't see the ground, and we didn't need to see the ground. I'm not even sure he actually got the ball down anyway there. So,
Well,
but it doesn't matter.
Anyway,
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, does it?
No,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it?
Just as well, it doesn't matter.
It was a penalty before, and that's why it doesn't matter.
Okay, lads. Let's keep
Will
working.
Halifax escape?
Let's work on this live feed. Let's hold.
Chance to start
go.
their set again here. And we're still to see a try in this second half. Still to see a point of any description in this second half. 26 minutes of the second period play.
Move!
But this is decent ground they're making here. 2 tackles gone, up to the halfway line. Ashall again. Left.
I think they've done this bit really well, Halifax. I think they've managed to get out of the danger areas really, really wise.
Patterson to his feet. Ashall helps it on again here.
They just lack a little bit of grunt in this part of the field, that extra ball carrier, maybe in the whole part of the game.
Morel.
So it's going to be hard for him to get play the ball, as Dave Wood says there, because he's outnumbered 4-1. He's going to have to do some fair carry for him to get up off the ground first.
Here's Ashall looking to that left-hand flank. Little kick through again, but not producing anything that he would have wanted. Instead, it's Tom Armstrong who picks it up. And now Sheffield start from here. There's every chance we could go through this entire second half without a try, the way things are going. Suggestion there was a knock-on from Henderson, but the referee allowing it to carry on. Here is Henderson, helping it on its way again, and good hit forward once more, this time from Howison. Howison and Henderson, the two veterans of this team, very much in harness again once more.
5, move!
It's 5 gone.
Tony, come on.
This then is the last. Here's the kick. Brambani sending it through. Warrancy
okay, lads?
has it under a watchful gaze, picks up and runs it back. Red shirts massed and waiting, no way through. Decent tackle. It swings one way, it's now swinging the other. If it is a boxing match, it's a heavyweight tussle at the moment, isn't it, rather than a couple of lightweights providing the flurry of punches. It's 2 big men up against each other, 13 big men up against each other. Warrancy on the halfway line. Ashall. Break check.
Move! Don't readjust. Come on, Pat. Go.
Here's Ashall again. Now Handforth. Clatter of shoulder upon shoulder as Tony Tonks takes it in. That was tackle 5. Here comes the last. Halifax looking right. Handforth puts the kick in behind the line. It's always a difficult one to deal with, but it has been dealt with well enough by Nev Morrison. And now Sheffield have it back again. It's a very familiar pattern to this game.
Some of these last play kicks need to be a little bit better. They need to, you know, give their chasers some options of taking the ball on the full or.
Oh, it's a pass to nothing. And Knowles has just, well, Michael Knowles, I think, has just come on as an interchange player and came running on from the sidelines to pick that up. And just as well, they were making that interchange at that time. Otherwise, I think Halifax might have been in for a try.
Planned move from Mark Aston.
Stand on the touchline and wait for the ball to come to you. Then you can go on the field.
Yes.
That's great, that's Scott. Hold me, hold me.
Well, a bit of luck for Sheffield, but it's a knock-on, and Halifax again congratulating themselves. The Shostak with a mistake, which has given head and feed to the home side here. Two tiring teams on the opening night of the new season.
Come on, Craig. Come on. Sorry, lads, wait,
Undoubtedly, fatigue is playing its part here now as we move towards the last 10 minutes. But who has got the will to find a way through? Patterson put down. Casey. Decent effort by Callum Casey. Is still going here. A little ripple of applause in appreciation for his efforts. And he's managed to win the penalty as well, because Sheffield again hanging on. Shostak, the man who's been pinged by the referee.
I'll take 2 now.
Yeah, I'll take the 2.
They're taking the 2. But what an effort this was here.
Yeah, it's a great carry from Casey, isn't it? Keeps his legs pumping. Lots of traction. Trying to get up to play the ball to give his halves an opportunity.
He's one of several on the field today who's got a famous father, of course, Leo Casey, his dad. Good heavens. Leo Casey's son is playing. How old does that make you feel? That Leo Casey's son is what we're watching here tonight. He's with the Leeds Academy, Callum Casey. Start of last year. So here comes the kick from Paul Handforth. We'll be going down to the touchline very shortly to get some news from Natalie, but here's a big moment of the game and a big kick from Paul Handforth. It might prove to be the ultimate difference in the night, because we haven't seen a try in the whole of this second half, but Sheffield now in all probability have to score 2 if they're going to win this game. 18 points to 10, Halifax lead. Big moment.
It is a big moment, because we've seen this slugging away at each other for the first 30 minutes of this second half, and it might just tempt. I think Sheffield have been trying to get out of the box, but the ground's got a little bit heavier, and the game's become a little bit simpler, if that's the right expression, and they haven't had much field position, have they, Sheffield, this second half, and that's down to Halifax's tenacity as well, let's not forget.
Halifax bringing forward. Can we hear from Natalie? Let's hear from Natalie, who's got some injury news down at the sidelines. Natalie.
Well, you remember me talking about Ian Davies just before the game, getting the nod ahead of Sam Barlow. He came on as a sub and was injured early on in the second half, just winded a little bit. He was taken straight down the tunnel and into the doctor's room and given oxygen. Suspicion is he's done some damage to his ribs. Not sure if it's broken, though, or he has any broken ribs, but he will be taken to hospital as soon as this game is finished.
It's a bad injury, that, as well, isn't it? Rib injury, because you can't do anything really, can you, to protect him? You're just going to sit there in agony for a few weeks.
It's a really painful injury as well. And that's a dumb penalty from Rob Warrington. Well, I'll tell you what, they're giving Sheffield every opportunity with some of the penalties in the second half, Halifax.
Well, there's still a chance here. Sheffield, Michael Knowles takes it in. There's still time. 7 minutes left to play. That's more than enough for 2 tries. Henderson again now. Picks it up. Howison helps it on. Oh, that looked a bit forward. Got away with it. Pat Walker was in collision as he passed that ball away. Did well to keep a hold of it there. The Sheffield side. Here's Brant Barney. Looking for a bit of width. Henderson up at dummy half again. 40 yards, 30 yards away from where they want to be. Green helps it on. This now is Howison. Trying to twist out of the tackle. Can't get it away. Halifax defenders doing well here. They have to carry on, working hard to protect this 8-point lead. Henderson now. It comes left to Walker. Walker tries to take them on. He's put down. That was tackle 5. So here comes the last. Henderson ranging into position, trying to make things happen, puts a little kick in. It comes to nothing. Halifax will run it away. And you rather fancy that might be a little play that takes the wind out of Sheffield's sails.
Well, they're in the right part of the field. They've just got to try and restrict Halifax as best they can now. They'll get 2 more opportunities.
Oh, it's a penalty.
Where does he pull that from?
Ball.
Not playing the ball. Well, he has been consistent.
Yeah, well, there must have been somebody else that hasn't done it all evening.
Yeah.
What a position to pick to give that particular penalty, and what a big effort by Stringer here. 5 more tackles to come. Sheffield knocking on this door. Here's Barney throwing it out. Halifax desperately hanging on. It's a big surge. They're just about going to survive that moment, but Barney's poised here, ready to get things going again. Here he comes, throws it left, not sure who it was going to. Just bounds off Mitch Stringer, went backwards. Play on, the referee says. But they've lost a bit of ground and lost a bit of momentum. So left it comes to Knowles. Knowles, Yerry on his outside, uses him a foil, tries to crash his way through, but he can't. So here comes Yerry. Menza Yerry picks it up, looks to his left. He's going to try and bowl his way over. Halifax defenders are too focused to allow that to happen. And this now is the last tackle. So this is Walker. He tries a little kick through. It rolls and rolls out of play. And a tap back on the 20.
Well, credit
and another
Halifax's
chance
defence.
goes.
For the first time, they looked a little bit short of ideas, didn't they, Sheffield? But a few individual efforts, and they man up to Halifax and get the result that they wanted, which is a tap 20 on the restart on the tap 20, and get the ball down the other end of the field with my tip.
It's a bit of a wrestle going on here by Rob Warrency, who's doing well. And eventually finds his feet. Ashall gets it on again. Here's Braychek pushing forward. They're not going to try anything too fancy here, are they, in these late stages, Halifax?
4 or 5 tackles and then just drive the ball down. It's very, very tough for the Sheffield side to run 100 metres in these heavy conditions.
But if they can get a penalty along the way, they'll be very, very happy. And Peter Green has just obliged.
Hendo's found some scissors on the field.
A pair of scissors on the field?
The players had him tuck down his socks. Become really violent this game, was he?
Well, Sheffield United who are the Blades, aren't they? Not the Sheffield Eagles.
That's a whole new expression to the cutting us up.
Yeah, we did say the pitch was cutting up battery, and that's the reason why. Enough of the scissor puns.
Yeah.
On the mark, mate. 10 metres in, yeah, not 15.
Take it again, the referee says. Here it comes. Well, take it again, he says. What's going on here?
He's got to go back in line with the touch judge. It's creeping up 5 metres.
Well, fair enough, but it's also eating up a bit of time, isn't it? Which is in Halifax's favour. That's Devorty, who's driven it up 30 yards away. Craig Ashall helps it on now. Big drive forward once more by Tony Tonks.
He's done well when he's been on the field, hasn't he, Tonks?
A reminder of the man of the match duties you have as well here today, Brian Noble. You've got to start thinking about who you're going to give that particular accolade to before the time is up in 3 and a bit minutes. Halifax lead 18-10. Another try here would surely seal it if it's not already more or less theirs in the bag.
Hold his line, hold! Go.
Craig Ashall scampering away, testing that Sheffield line.
Release.
Here comes the last. What price a little kick to the in-goal area here? Well, in fact, they're going to run it. Hanforth then eventually does put the little kick in. It's collected well by Nev Morrison.
They've done well in the backfield, you have to say, Sheffield, haven't they?
He's really attacked the ball well, Morrison. He hasn't waited for it. He's gone out and he's put his body on the line a couple of times and come up with some decent plays.
Henderson, he's lost it, Yerry here, but a little push in the tackle from Rob Warrency.
Rob Warrenson will think he's jinxed to the moment. That's his 3rd penalty on the bounce.
Well, it's your ball here, Brian. Oh, it's just gone over our heads. So a tap, restart here. Is their time? They have to score in this set if they are going to win it. The Sheffield Eagles. This is Knowles. Now Menza Yerry. Carried by Hay Warrenson, coming in as the fourth man on that occasion to make sure the tackle was complete. Walker, Brambani. Into the line comes Quentin Lola-Tagaga. Still trying to make things happen here, Sheffield. But the seconds are ticking away. Time very much against them. Have to score here, otherwise it's game up. Tolapapa kept it alive. Sheffield come back to the middle. Ashall comes out of the line to make sure the tackle's a good one. Here's Henderson. Oh, it's a ball gone free. Knock on, the referee says, so surely that is it. It'll be Halifax's head and feed. The fingers go up. 1 more minute now. 1 minute of effort in this set. And that will be that.
Okay, lads, when you're ready, thank you. Neat and tidy, yeah. Craig, head in. Time back on. Out. 1. Move. Hold. Go.
Halifax looking to bring it out here. Here's Sharif.
Move. Hold. Go. Well,
Ashall, dummy half. In fact, it was Hanforth at dummy half who helped it on again. They'll just go through the tackles here. So, Brian Noble, you've had the job of picking the man of the match here.
Well, I think there's been some huge influences from Andy Braycheck initially, and Scott Morrell has come up with a couple of try kicks that have been impressive for his team, and Ross Devorty impressed really on, but I think his effort throughout the game, and he's just shown the tough stuff that's been needed to win tonight, and the man of the match for me is Adam Robinson for Halifax.
So Adam Robinson, congratulations, our first player of the game in this new season. Thoroughly deserved. He's put a big effort in, hasn't he? 20 seconds left to play. Big kick downfield. Sheffield again being asked to bring it an awful long way back. And another couple of tackles will put an end to this tonight. It hasn't been the spectacular that the first half suggested it might be. Just the 2 points in the second half. Just the 1 penalty kick from Hanforth. But Halifax won't complain too much about that, because on the opening night of the new year, it is they, with 1 or 2 new faces, who've bagged the first win of the new year. A tough old battle, Dave Woods, but they came through good in the end.
Yeah, they did. Look, you know, Sheffield looked like a side at stages that haven't played much footy. You know, and primarily they don't always start the season on fire, and they proved last year it's how you finish at the end. And you know, but a real tough game in tough, heavy conditions. But both sides, they'll be pleased to get that one under the belt anyway.
And that certainly sets it up for the year, doesn't it? It helps players bed in a really tough game, as Dave was saying, a really physical game tonight, asking a lot of the players on these tough conditions.
There'll be some sore bodies tomorrow for sure, and Halifax will be delighted with the win. You know, they've got some new combinations that they're trying out, new look to their team, but they certainly show the prerequisites of that toughness. And I was impressed with their front row. I thought Tonks did well when he came on. Ambler played well tonight, and obviously we've talked about Robinson and Devorty, so on the back of that we'll get more and more influence out of Scott Morrell. But Sheffield won't be too disappointed. They're a bit freshly baked, as their coach says, and a few more games will stand them in great stead.
Well, they've not had a great pre-season, have they, Sheffield, in terms of matches played? Does that hold them in good stead as the year goes on, with it being such a long season?
Yeah, and they proved last year, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. You know, you've got to be playing right at the right times, but the week in, week out stuff's very important. You know, you've got to go and you've got to travel and you've got to get your systems, you've got to be happy with people, and they probably lost tonight because of lack of clinicalness, and they made a couple of breaks in the second half, didn't they, that went to ground, and you know, normally they execute those players, don't they, which have made it tougher for Halifax, but Halifax have got a whole lot more improvement in them as well. Well,
Jack Harrison just issuing a few words to his teammates, his beaten teammates, but we can hear now from our man of the match, Adam Robinson, who's speaking with Natalie.
Adam, congratulations. Always nice to start off with a win. Does it make it even better that it's against the defending champion?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a crunch match. Obviously, we won Northern Rail and they won League, so our last game on this pitch were a bit embarrassing, so we're looking to put a few things right from that, and I think we've done it. I think we had a game against Batley in similar conditions to this. They've not had a friendly, and I think maybe that's what's tipped in our balance at the end.
Bit nice to get the first game under your belt.
Yeah, it's always good. Obviously, playing on Thursday with first ones out, it's on telly with laid platform, playing in sticky conditions. I think weather's going to be like this for a long time, so we'll go from here. Couple of our competitors are going to be playing each other, So we'll see how league ladder looks and then move on. But great start for us.
As you say, difficult conditions and real physical encounter.
Yeah, I think the first half we probably tried to play a bit too much in these conditions. We were going wide a bit much. Carl got us in and said, let's just hit it up middle. And we found gaps and we punished them in the second half. I thought just going straight down middle. So yeah, good.
Thanks, Adam.
No worries, thanks a lot.
Well done to Adam Robinson, well done to Halifax. Tough night tonight, as we kept saying, but it's Halifax who have come through, who have toughed it out. They've won by 18 points to 10. We'll have more analysis.